Hello everyone, and welcome back to a video around learning the basics with Trigify. In this video, we're going to be going over how we set up a basic social listening search to monitor anytime our brand is being mentioned, and then how we can build a social flow off the back of this search to add that individual that is a key ICP for us into our CRM. So let's dive in. So first thing that we're going to be doing here is we're going to be setting up monitoring our company. So in this case, I'm going to enter different variations of how people would speak about Trigify. Now, I don't want to add any kind of filtering around job titles or anything like that here. And what I want is I'm going to say, okay, hey, every time that you look for this data, go back and look over the period of the last week and collect up to a maximum of 100 results and do this every single day. So there we have it. So now we have the basic search set up, which is where we're monitoring LinkedIn specifically for this one, but we could set this up across podcasts, Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, whatever we wanted to do here. And this is now searching for any time someone is talking about the keywords Trigify or Trigify.io. So now what we're going to do is we're going to head to workflows and we're going to build a new custom flow. So here we're going to say, we're going to call it CRM update. Brand monitoring. Okay, so now we're going to select the search that we just created, which was the one called brand monitoring. And we're going to start the process of how we want to add the individual into our CRM. And in order to do that, we want to make sure that we're not duplicating. So what we actually need to do is we need to go and enrich this person's information and grab their email. So to start with, we're going to start with this node here, which is person enrichment. And we're going to add in the URL here. So I'm just going to add that there. And then what I'm going to add in next is this email enrichment URL. So I'm going to type in first name, which we were getting from here. And I'm going to type in last name. And then I'm going to go in here and type in domain as well. And so now what I can do is I can go ahead and actually add that to the workflows. And then from there, we could just run a quick test to see how this is working. So we're going to pick this particular person, away that we go, and we can just watch the logs to see how this initial kind of workflow is operating. So if you have a look here, we've got the results coming in. Kyle Dickinson, founder and CEO. We can see all the information around the company, et cetera, which is cool. And then we also have the email address working, which is nice. So what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and I want to go to Attio. And I'm going to click on this create contact. This is actually a create and update option. So if the person is already existing, it's just going to update the Attio with the correct one. And this is pretty consistent across the different CRMs that we have connected to here. I'm actually just going to disconnect to show you the process from start to finish on how this actually works. So when you're first connecting a CRM, in this case Attio, you would have the option to connect. This will then bring up an additional connection fields where you can hit connect. It will trigger you, or it will send you through to an Attio screen where you then can confirm connecting, and then you can finish the process from there. Up here, you have the options to rename this node, reconnect the connection to the CRM, and then you can also map the fields. We have already pre-mapped everything, but we do give you the option, if you have any kind of custom variables or anything like that, to actually go ahead and select, whatever it is. So for example, this is our Attio that we have. We've got different things, custom fields here that maybe we would want to update from all of this stuff that we have coming in here from the Trigify section. And then we also have the ability to update everything or map it to an existing Attio field through companies as well. But like I said, we've already pre-mapped this, but you could go ahead and if you wanted to change, for example, where company name is associated, then you can edit those mappings as well, should you see fit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and add these fields. So I'm going to add email address, first name, last name, and job title. And then we can add the URL, so it's the author URL. And then we're going to leave those ones blank. And then if I run this, so there we go, we've got some new posts coming in here. This will then trigger this entire flow start to finish, which is where we will go and get the information on the individual. We will then go and get the email on the individual, and then we're going to use that email, use the name, domain, company, etc., to create or update the contact inside of our CRM, in this case, Attio. So we're going to just hit view output. So we successfully created the contact, and we can see all of the information associated there. We've then gone ahead and added that individual into our CRM. Now, let's just go ahead and actually tailor this slightly. So what we could do is I could actually go ahead, I'm just going to delete these steps here, and I'm going to add an if. And here what I want to do is if the job title contains founder, then I want it to go and run a email enrichment, where I'll then use the first name and the last name and domain. And then I could go and update our Attio accordingly as well, not to get contacts. Let me delete this one. I'll go back to actions. Just go to Attio here, and you get all of the different actions that you can see. And if you actually scroll down, you'll also be able to see all of the different CRMs that we have and all the different integrations that we have here as well. But if I type in Attio, I can then go ahead and I can then remap everything like you saw me do. And that would then only add anyone who has a title of founder into our CRM, and it also controls your costs when it comes to enriching things and everything like that as well, should you wish to have a little bit more granularity over whom you're adding into your CRM.